Hello friends, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another Miss Ink Stamps video. Today we're going to be focusing on the tiger portrait stencil along with the tiger stripes. We're also going to be bringing in the ins and outs Marquis stencil, and then we do have a stamp set. This is the Jungle Friends stamp set and the Everyday Sentiments stamp set. All right, so let me show you what the stencil looks like. This is that tiger portrait. It comes with 3 stencils and a mask. And the impact that these stencils give is incredible. So I'll show you that. I've got a piece of watercolor cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. So it's the full front of an A2 size card. And these stencils are great because they do have some embossed lines around the outside edge. I'm going to come in with some Distress Oxide inks. That first color is Spiced Marmalade. Very easy to just blend this on there, and you don't really have to worry too much about intricate parts of the stencil. I haven't had any issues, and I didn't use pixie spray on this one. But you could if you want to feel a little more secure. And then I'm going to come in with some Rusty Hinge just on the outside edge. It's a little bit darker orange, almost like a brown orange. And when I pull that stencil away, you can see the gradient in the color. It's so pretty. All right, now I am going to attach down the second part of the stencil, and I'm putting this all on my Tonic craft mat or platform. Tonic platform. I did stick that piece of watercolor cardstock down with just a little bit of mint tape just to make sure it didn't move anywhere. And now I'm bringing in some black soot distress ink. Not the Distress Oxide, this is the distress ink. I just like how this layers on top of the Distress Oxides just fine, and it's a nice crisp black. So once again, very easy to just blend that right over the top. And when I pull this away, you're going to be like, wow, that's so cool. 2 stencils, no time at all, and you have this really cool portrait of a tiger. Check it out. Isn't that so neat? All right, so I'm going to use the mask now. And I originally am just sticking that down. Eventually, I'm going to take a little piece of mint tape just to make sure it stays in place. And I'm going to take one of the stencils from the Ins and Outs Marquis. And that one has embossed lines around the edge as well, so you can line up your cardstock behind it and make sure everything is nice and centered. And I am going to use some Distress Oxide spray in the color Speckled Egg. So I put my stencil down with some magnets, and now I'm just going to spritz that color behind there. I like that it kind of looks like it's speckled itself with the way I sprayed it, which is why I chose to do a spray rather than to ink blend the color on. And then I'll pull those pieces away. I'm cleaning off my magnets because obviously those were covered in spray as well. And then I'll clean off this part of the stencil. I have to clean off the mask because I'm going to need that again later, but check it out. Isn't that so neat? Even just like that. So I'm going to heat set that, make sure it's good and dry before I move on to the next part, which is putting the mask from the Ins and Outs Marquis on there. And then at first I was thinking I would spray the background, but then I decided, no, I am definitely going to come in with that Spiced Marmalade and just bring it in nice and deep and then go light as we get closer to the mask. So it's nice and dark on the outside edge, and it gets lighter as we get closer to the mask, which I think is so cool. It gives this like highlights and lowlights, which is what I was going for. And then I'm going to keep that all, well, I'll move everything, clean off the mess that the Spiced Marmalade made, and then I'll stick my stencil or my panel back down, and then I'm going to bring in that tiger stripe. And once again, using the Distress ink in the color Black Soot, we're just going to blend that around our mask and around our stencil. And I don't know, I'm always amazed when all it takes is a few stencils and you get an incredible, like more than just a background, especially in this case, but stencils are just awesome. I'm telling you, I love them. All right, so then we're going to pull away our mask and check it out. It makes my heart so happy. All right, so here's where I want to bring in that mask again because I got to have some splatter. I'm telling you, I am in love with the gold splatter lately, so I'm just putting a little bit of water on there and splattering that all around the outside. I wanted it everywhere other than just the tiger. I mean, I didn't want it on him at all, so I'll pull that mask away and let me show you how cool that is. And it's one layer. Can you believe that? All that in one layer. I'm in love. Like, I want to make a bunch of these. All right, so I have a piece of sentiment stock that I've put my anti-static powder tool over the top of, and I pulled out a sentiment from the Jungle Friends, and it says Go Get 'em, which, you know, is perfect because Go Get 'em Tiger, right? Covered that with some gilded embossing powder and then just heat setting that till that is smooth and melted. And then I'm going to get my base ready, which is just some white cardstock that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, scored at 4 1/4. And then on the inside of that, I'm going to take this big stamp from that Jungle Friends and ink it up with the spiced marmalade. It's just a tiger coming through the leaves. And I'm just going to stamp that on the inside so we have something in there. And that's all I'm putting on the inside. So now I can attach down my panel to my base using some liquid glue. But talk about easy card making with these stencils, and they're such easy mailers. You know, they're nice and flat. And this part was just a little bit longer than my base, so I'm just trimming off the excess with my guillotine trimmer. And then I am going to get my sentiment ready to go. I'll end up cutting just a slant on the one end, and then we'll attach this down using some liquid glue. And then once that's down, that's going to finish off our card for today. I'm in love with it. I want to make a bunch more. I hope you like it. If you do, please hit that like button and definitely consider subscribing if you have not already done so. And please be sure to check out all that Miss Ink Stamps has going on over on their Facebook page, their blog, and Instagram. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye, everyone.